Just look how yummy. Welcome back to my kitchen for Kitchen Creations, and today we're going to be doing something for fall time. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make pumpkin spice cupcakes. They're so good. It smells like fall. They taste amazing. All the spices in it are just phenomenal. I would definitely recommend having one of those paired with like a green tea or something like that. That's what I'm going to do tonight. For the whole recipe of this, make sure you guys go to kaylalachey.com. I will list the post down below in the down bar, and if you guys at home decide to make this, make sure you guys tweet me a picture. I would love to see them, and let me know how this turns out for you. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, so let's go ahead and get started. First, of course, make sure that your hands are nice and clean. So I already did that before I came on camera, and I also already preheated my oven to 350, and as you just heard, it was beeping, so it is now officially preheated. So what I have here is 2 cups of flour. And this bowl is going to be our bowl of dry ingredients. So we're going to need 1/4 of a teaspoon of allspice. We're also going to need 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of coarse salt. This is sea salt, and I ground it up into a bowl and measured it out that way. We're also going to need a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, as well as a teaspoon of ground ginger. All these amazing spices are going to taste so good. As well as a teaspoon of baking powder, and then a teaspoon of baking soda. So those are all of the dry ingredients which I'm going to add into this bowl of flour. And to save time, I already measured all that stuff out and put it into this glass bowl. So I'll go ahead and dump that in here. Just going to kind of lightly whisk the dry ingredients to get all the spices, and it smells like fall already in this bowl. It's amazing. The next step is for us to start working on our wet ingredients. So again, I already pre-measured out my sugar. We're gonna need 1 cup of regular granulated sugar. I'll show you guys which one I used. Just this. You're also going to need 1 cup of packed brown sugar, and what that means is instead of just lightly scooping it out, you need to make sure that you press it into your measuring cup just to get the exact measurement of your brown sugar. And I'm a huge fan of brown sugar. I think it tastes so good. Not necessarily the healthiest thing for you, but I love it. And we're also going to need 2 sticks of melted butter, and that is what I have in this bowl right here. And lastly, in this bowl, we're going to be cracking 4 eggs into our wet ingredients. So I'll do that, and I'll show you guys the process. And now we're just going to begin to whisk all of the wet ingredients together until they are blended. Gotta put some elbow grease in this. So I'm just continuing on to mix the wet ingredients until they are smooth. We're going to gradually whisk in our flour and all the spices that we added in here into the wet ingredients. So a little bit at a time is the best way to go with this. Kayla's making a mess. Alright, I just found that a wooden spoon is working a lot better for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix all the dry ingredients into the wet and continue this process until there's no more flour left.
2, 3, 4. I got just what you need. Brand new Chris Brown, T-Pain. You heard it here first. Radio. We love you. She want that love it, love it, love it, love it. Kiss, 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 kiss. Her mind, she fantasize about get it with me.
I totally do not feel like Rachel Ray right now. I wish I had a camera crew here. But this batter is so smooth. This is what we got going on right now. The last and final step for the batter is to mix in our canned pumpkin. Now, when I went to the store, I had the hardest time trying to find this. I literally asked 4 different employees where the freaking pumpkin puree was, and I ended up finding it in the baking aisle. So if you can't find it in your grocery store, make sure you guys check there first. So I'm going to try to get actually a spoon. Alright, and I'm just going to scoop this stuff out and put it into the mixture. I'll probably do about half of the can first, mix that in, and then go ahead with the rest of it. Now I did buy organic pumpkin puree opposed to the store brand. I don't really think it matters, but get whatever you guys see. It smells amazing. We're going to take a spoon like this, or whatever kind of spoon you want to use, to scoop all the batter into our cupcake tin. And I actually bought these little cupcake tin liners from Target. They're a nice like fall little design. I got these in the Halloween decoration aisle, but you can just use whatever you guys have at your house. So I'm gonna fill each little cupcake tin probably about halfway full. You don't want to overfill these because they are going to rise in the cooking process. And there you go, I just filled up this entire cupcake pan. So this is 3, 6, 9, 12 cupcakes, and I used a little bit over half of the batter, so I'm guessing I'll be able to make at least another 8 cupcakes with the rest of the batter left over. So next, what we're going to do is pop this into our preheated oven at 350 degrees.
Baby, take a chance, so you'll never ever know. I got money in my hands that I really like to go.
I keep wanting to call them muffins. They're not muffins, they're cupcakes. I just placed them into the oven and they're gonna sit in there for a good 20 to 25 minutes. Just make sure you guys keep an eye out for them until they start to rise. And you don't want them to get like burned or anything, so make sure you rotate the pan if need be. I just pulled my pumpkin spice cupcakes out of the oven, as you can see back there. I literally just burned my finger, and I posted a picture on Instagram like making a mess in the kitchen. 2 seconds later, bam, I burned myself. But they are going to be cooling right now, and then we can go in with our icing. I was going to show you guys how to make a cream cheese frosting for this, but then I decided that that was just too much work. So I just went ahead and bought the Betty Crocker Rich and Creamy Cream Cheese Frosting, and I like cream cheese frosting. I feel like cream cheese frosting with the pumpkin will make a really good combination, but you could totally choose like vanilla or whatever floats your own boat. So this is just what the cream cheese frosting looks like, your basic cake icing. So the first thing we're going to do to begin icing these cupcakes is grab just a regular plastic bag. We're also going to need a spoon for this, and of course you're going to need the icing of choice. Like I said, if you prefer to make this yourself at home, then that's perfectly fine as well. So I'm going to take my cream cheese icing and just start placing this in the corner side of my bag. Once you have that in your Ziploc bag, just make sure that you press most of the product to one corner. And then I'm gonna take my scissors here and just snip the very tip of that off. So we have like a little homemade piping bag. Peel it off, just peel it off, guys. It tastes like the pumpkin patch. Guess I'm gonna eat it all, YOLO. I had a lot of fun making this at home, and I hope you guys try it out for yourselves. And thank you again so much for watching. Bye guys.
Boyfriend, I never let you go. I could be a buzz light, yeah, if I ain't cross the globe. I don't ever wanna fight, yeah, you already know. I'ma make you shine bright like you're laying in the snow.